What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday morning. It is week 5 of NFL action. We're already going, guys. We have got a game on right now in London-ish. I mean, is this NFL football, guys?
I love this. I love this.
It feels NFL adjacent. It's been an interesting game. I'm not going to lie. I haven't caught the whole thing, but I have watched most of the second quarter, and I don't know.
I'm calling it hand egg.
Well,
I mean, the second quarter has been a lot worse than the first. I will give you that.
I'm unimpressed with Dylan Gabriel. I'm unimpressed with the Vikings offense. I'm unimpressed with them benching Jordan Addison for the first quarter and not telling me. So,
or anybody. What was that?
Anybody. Nobody knew. Who knows?
I have a question about that. Were any of you even starting Jordan Addison, despite the fact that every other game he gets like 8 targets, and then the next game he gets like 3. He'll be on the field for like 90-something% of the snaps, but just to run cardio and block?
Look, I started him
this defense with Carson Wentz.
But did you really have a choice? I didn't have a choice where I had to start him because my teams are so banged up. I absolutely had to start him. I can't believe you guys had a choice. What's that like? Wow.
I mean, I don't have him anywhere, so there is that.
Well, so then your choice is made for you.
Yeah,
perfect.
I mean, it's still not great anywhere. I feel like all my teams are banged up and on way too many guys on buys and all the things, right?
Nobody started Josh Oliver. Just awful.
Or
nobody started Cam Akers to be the next quarterback.
I know. But Wentz is 7-12 for 73 yards, guys. Come on now. Those are high school numbers. Those are my high school numbers. We ran the robust T offense, 3 backs. Yeah, threw for like 50 yards a game. That shouldn't be the NFL. But I digress. We're actually here to help you guys set your lineups this weekend, guys. We've got our first question. We can get back to the chatter here. Sam Piazza over on YouTube says, "Hi, I love the channel. Thank you, Sam. We appreciate it. We love it too. With Bowers out, who to pick up? Theo Johnson, Mason Taylor, or Tommy Tremble?" Evan, let's start with you first. Which of these 3 tight ends are you picking up?
Ooh, is it really that bad at tight end in your league, Sam, my man? Oh boy. Without even looking at my own rankings, I think I have to go exactly the order that you have listed right there, Sam. Theo, Mason, Tommy. I have no faith in Tommy Tremble being a reliable option. He was basically a draft bust for the Carolina Panthers. He's backing up what's-his-face, Jatavian Sanders, who I think is hurt and not playing. Not that I really care, because it's not like anybody was starting Sanders. Theo Johnson is an unexciting tight end that's like bottom 5 in my opinion, but Mason Taylor is also working through some injury as well, trying to keep some chemistry with Justin Fields, but I think I have to stick with the order that you got there.
All right, Lou, I see you chuckling a little bit over there with the Theo Johnson comments.
I love Evan to death. It's just, you can't say he doesn't go strong with his opinions, whatever they may be. He goes strong to the hoop with them. I love it. I feel like Mason Taylor, Tommy Tremble, I kind of got them as the same this week. Like Tommy, he's seeing some volume. Miami's a terrible defense. The Cowboys are a terrible defense. Justin Fields and Bryce Young are both kind of terrible quarterbacks playing against terrible defenses. Maybe we'll get some PPR scam adjacent type things with both or either, because who else is there sort of deal with both? It's Theo. I mean, I'm worried for that Giants offense in general.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a coin flippish between them.
So for me, it's Theo. It's Theo because I feel like, and we've talked about this at length this week, and I'm going to be glad when I don't have to talk about it anymore, but this Giants offense is going to get super condensed, guys. With Jaxson Dart, we saw it last week. There's no Malik Nabers. This offense comes down to 4 players, in my opinion. Wan'Dale Robinson, Theo Johnson, Jaxson Dart, and Cam Scatterbu. Those are the 4 guys that are going to see any volume whatsoever. So if you've got to pick a tight end here, for me, it's Theo Johnson, especially because if the Giants are going to throw in the red zone, the ball's going to Theo Johnson. I mean, there's just so much touchdown upside with him. And again, not that I think the Giants are good, not that I think Jaxson Dart is good or this offense is good, but I think Theo Johnson's going to see enough volume tight end wise maybe 6 targets, I would say, but I bet you he sees a couple in the red zone as well. So that is the direction I would go. But we all agree for different reasons. We've got Tyler Sperry in the chat saying Jordan Mason just got benched. We were actually talking about this right before the show, that he has just not played. It happens, and I didn't like Jordan Mason anyway, so I can't say I'm super surprised. I had him way down in my rankings at running back this week. Lou, I think you had him pretty low too.
Yeah, I'd have to look and see where it's. I mean, this isn't a Jordan Mason matchup. Like, you don't run right at Cleveland's defense. It's you try to get on the edges, get around them, like we've seen in this game. You get them with the misdirection, the screens like that, your reverses, that sort of thing. And that's not Jordan Mason. So like, he's gonna have his weeks where it's a good matchup and you're gonna roll him out there, and it's just not one of them. I hope, for your sake.
I had Jordan Mason at running back 20 in PPR leagues this week. I had him behind Rachaad White, as gross as that made me feel.
That's not gross, though. That's not gross. With no Bucky Irving, which I want to throw this up here, too, from Seco Demanger over on Twitch. Also the manager of our Optimus News Desk account over on Blue Sky. So make sure you're checking that out. That news drops way before anyone else is dropping it. Helps you stay ahead of your league mates, folks. Not time sensitive, but apparently, guys, Bucky Irving is dealing with a shoulder injury in addition to that foot sprain, and it's possible he could end up missing a couple of weeks. As we're talking about Rachaad White, that's one of the reasons I have him bumped up this week, is because of the absence of Bucky. We know that Rachaad White was now the lead back, and I know you had brought up Sean Tucker earlier in the week, Lou, and I think Sean Tucker will get some work as well. But why I'm interested more in Rachaad White is the passing work he's going to get. If this is going to revert back to this offense from last season, because they couldn't really run the ball efficiently. They could this year with Bucky, so we saw a little bit of an uptick in their run game, rushing plays in general. But now they have to go back to what they did last year. Without Bucky, they're going to throw the ball a ton. That benefits Cade Otton, in my opinion, if you're looking to stream a tight end this weekend and you're in a pinch. If he's available, he's a guy that I would look at. I know, Lou, the matchup isn't phenomenal, but Cade Otton's a guy I'm willing to stream this week, and I think Rachaad White could be a top 15 running back if things break right for him and we actually see what I think we're going to see.
Hey, I made faces about Cade Otton too. You didn't call me out for that.
Well, everybody made faces. I don't love it. Cade Otton's a guy that he's situational for me, and he had those games last year where he popped 8-10 targets. This feels like that could be one of those weeks for me, but I'm not willing to super bet on it against Seattle.
So Bucky Irving looks like he's dealing with very similar injuries that Travis Etienne had last year, which practically killed Etienne's value and made everybody believe that Etienne was done this year with some of the rookies that they had either drafted or picked up as undrafted free agents. I think Lakeith Allen was an undrafted guy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
With the loaded backfield they had before they traded Tank Bigsby, that's what it turned into for him. But for Bucky Irving, at least, you can hold him in an IR slot, wait and see, because his season is not over.
No, it's not over. He's going to be hampered. I mean, if he's out 2 to 3 weeks, I'm not that worried about it. If it extends for longer, I start to become a little bit concerned with that injury. And 1 carry for Mason after he fumbled, which is what we had kind of talked about. It's been Xavier Scott and Cam Akers out there now. Do we think that this could be an ongoing thing in Minnesota? Is this the end of Jordan Mason being the lead back? Are they going to start to spread it out more now, or is this just a temporary punishment?
I think it's a temporary thing. I mean, they always wanted it to be Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. They never meant it to be just Jordan Mason. They know what he can and cannot do. And this game, I think, is a great representation of that. And that Mason, he is that battering ram. Like, you need 4, 5, 6 yards, kind of right up between the tackles. He can get you that. And he can pop those for some longer runs too. And he's just not a guy that can get to the edges, be effective in space. He is a north-south runner, and that's all he is, which is fine. But that's just not the tool that this game calls for. So I think, our cohort there and Kevin Tompkins made a really good call in calling out Xavier Scott as a guy to keep an eye on this week and getting more work and being preferable to Jordan Mason.
I also have some news as Nate accidentally muted himself. Jay Glazer just officially confirmed that Brock Bowers is not playing today.
Boy, that's fun.
Ooh.
Boy. Oh, no.
And I mean, it's the right call for him. Let him heal.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. It just sucks for all those of us who were really hoping to start Brock Bowers today, especially in DFS. I had him fired up a bunch. I get to go fix that now. We've got Aaron Hudson on YouTube, guys, with a question for us here. Full PPR league. He needs one running back, one wide receiver, and a flex from this group here. Kenneth Walker, Woody Marks, Rico Dowdle, Amari DiMercado, Bashal Tutin, Tet McMillan, and Lad McConkey. He's already starting Achan and had Adams on Thursday. Who are we picking in this group? We got 3 spots here: a running back, a wide receiver, and a flex. Evan, go.
Ken Walker's in your running back spot. The wide receiver should be Tet McMillan. And the flex spot I want to give to Woody Marks because I think he's going to be running all over that overrated Baltimore defense today. I don't trust DeMercado to provide any real volume. Tutin is still the backup to ETN. He's basically getting some standalone value, but it's not enough compared to what Woody Marks is getting. Rico Dowdle, I don't even trust against a weak Miami defense. I think they're going to be splitting with Trevor ETN. I think Dowdle will still get lead back, but I don't have much faith in him behind that terrible offensive line. And Lad McConkey is in a busy wide receiver room that we don't fully know what it's going to look like until later this month as the Chargers are going to get set in their passing offense where this is Keenan Allen's farewell tour. Quentin Johnson is finally living up to his first-round potential. So, yeah, in summary, Ken Walker, Tet McMillan, and then Woody Marks.
Lou, are you with Evan on this one?
I've got Dowdle over Marks. I'm not convinced that Marks has seized the starting role so much as it was he was the hot hand last week, so they decided to ride him. I think we're still going to see a lot more Nick Chubb than fantasy managers probably want to see. And that soft Miami defense is very soft. I've kind of got all 3 running backs pretty similar, so really any 2 of the 3 is your running back and your flex, and then I do agree with Evan that Tet is your guy there. I'm real concerned about that Chargers offensive line now that they're missing both tackles. Justin Herbert last week, he was getting the ball out in a little over 2.5 seconds, which is lightning fast, and was still seeing pressure over 50% of the time, which is ridiculous. My hope is that because Lad can get open so quickly, he sees an uptick in targets and volume there, but I just can't trust it over Tet, who's going to be the man there in Carolina.
Yeah,
to add on what Lou said, I agree that Woody Marks pretty much got a hot hand a load that he got last week. I forgot who Houston played, but I think that hot hand that Woody Marks has is going to be better than what Rico Dowdle is going to put up. But I have them similarly in my rankings too. I have Marks at RB21 and Dowdle at RB25, so they're really not that far apart.
Yeah, look, I'm going to go with Woody Marks here as a flex. I want KW3 at running back, and it has to be Tet McMillan, right? For all the reasons that Lou said, we just don't know enough about that Chargers offense, and especially missing both tackles. It's very concerning. I don't think there's enough volume for 3 receivers. This becomes, and Amari Hampton's been running so well. They're going to lean into that. That's what Roman and Harbaugh want to do anyway. You know that they want to run the ball. So I'm with you. I'm with you here. We've got another one here. We've got Joe Hammy Mistakely over on Twitch. With Bucky and Robinson out this week, I'm stuck with Chris Rodriguez and Amari DiMercado. Woof.
My condolences, Joe.
Yeah, it's not pretty. It's not pretty, but you got to do what you've got to do. I've had to start. I think I had to start Dameon Pierce last week. See, you know how that went. Tyler Sperry, after what he said publicly, I would not be surprised if Bowers is on IR. He's just not mentally ready. That would be a huge bummer if he ends up on IR. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. We've got Khalil over on YouTube. Morning, guys. I need help on my running back 1. Ashton Jonty or Javonte Williams. Appreciate your help. Which direction are you going, Lou?
I'm rolling with Jonty. I think both are really good options. So it's kind of a no bad here. I have Williams as a low RB1, RB 11, 12 in that range. But Jonty, I mean, you got to hope that last week was the beginning for him, right? I mean, yeah, the touchdowns were a little fluky and everything like that, but especially with Bowers out now, like there's no reason that this Raiders offense should not be flowing through Jonty, with a 40% market share between rushes and passing targets.
Yeah, I completely agree. Evan, how do you feel about it?
I have Javonte at RB6 in PPR, followed by Ashton Genty at RB10. So they're really not that far apart. Just like what Lou said, they're close enough where you can't go wrong with either one of them. But I think Javonte is going to have an easier time gashing up that Jets run defense versus Genty against the Colts run defense, because I still think DeForest Buckner and Zaire Franklin are better options on defense compared to just anybody the Jets have. And, no disrespect to the Jets defense. They have some talent there, but I just don't think they're that effective at stopping a guy like a Javonte Williams having a renaissance season, making a fool out of me in general, because I thought he was cooked. And I seem to be frozen on screen. I hope it's not permanent, but yeah, I have Javonte over Genty this week.
I've got Genty over Javonte, actually. I've got Genty at running back 9. I've got Williams at running back 13. But that said, it could be a bit of a toss-up. I don't think you can really go wrong either way. I could see either one of them slotting in. You just never know. Evan freeze. Evan, are you still there, or are you gone too?
I am still here. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're fine. I guess this is just your avatar for the rest of the show. Carson Wentz is back in the game. And then we've got Joe Hammy mistakenly on Twitch saying it's a great Frozen picture. Dude, I have seen much worse. There's some... Yeah. Go look at my Facebook. My Facebook profile picture is awful. It's me frozen during the show, so... Yeah. Carson Wentz is indeed back in the game, guys, and no Jordan Mason really here. Oh, we've got a carry from Mason. He's back in the game. He goes for about 7 yards on second down. So Jordan Mason's back in the game. That's good for anyone who had to start him this week.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I mean, you hope that he finds his way to the end zone, in their, one red zone possession the rest of the game. You hope that he's the one that they're looking to and not Carson Wentz doing Carson Wentz things.
They're one red zone possession the rest of the game. I mean, that could very well be. These London games are hard anyway, because you've got teams who are dealing with jet lag and the travel, and Minnesota not so much. They've been overseas for over a week now, but these games are always kind of meh. And then you get Cleveland, who's starting Dylan Gabriel, and the Minnesota Vikings, who are going to start either JJ McCarthy or Carson Wentz. And we could argue who's worse for this offense. I mean, it's kind of a toss up really at this point.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's still frozen.
I guess I'm just going to be like this the rest of the show. This is horrible. Maybe I should just refresh my browser, or maybe I'll just leave it like this because it's looking mighty roastable.
It's not bad, man. It's not a bad picture to be stuck on. Lou, I'm going to ask you first here. What game are you looking forward to most this week?
Oh, boy. I don't know that I really have great expectations for any of the games from here on out. I kind of, in a sick way, and this is my fantasy-ness talking here, I want to see what Detroit does to Cincinnati. This just looks so bad and so one-sided. Can they put up 70 without throwing the ball? I really want to see what they can do. Can Jahmyr Gibbs put up a Jamal Charles-esque 50-burger this week? Can David Montgomery put up a 30-point game himself? These are the things I want to see this week, because that Cincinnati team is god-awful.
Oh, they're atrocious. Their defense is bad. Their offense is bad. Their offensive line is bad. Their secondary is bad. They can't get a pass rush. This could very easily be 52-3. It would not surprise me. Yeah.
By halftime.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, easily by halftime. Okay, we've got a couple of questions coming in on the Twitch side of things. Joe Hammy mistakenly wants to know. He's got a flex question. PPR needs one from this group. T. Higgins, Keon Coleman, Troy Franklin, or Hollywood Brown. Evan, Mr. Frozen, will go to you first.
Ooh, I really don't like any of these options, period, but I understand it. You got to start a flex with somebody. I am going to go with Keon No, actually, we're gonna go T. Higgins here. I have T. Higgins at 30 and Keon Coleman at 32 in my wide receiver rankings. They're really not that far apart. I just can't. I can't put T. Higgins any lower just because he's still got the talent, despite the fact that the offense is a complete mess. This Bengals team, like what you guys were just saying, is embarrassingly bad this year. But I can't bring it upon me to start him over 3 other unreliable wide receivers like a Keon Coleman, a Troy Franklin, or a Hollywood Brown. I don't think Troy Franklin is going to be unreliable forever, but he's just not somebody I'm willing to start over somebody as talented as Higgins. Same thing with Hollywood Brown. I don't like the Chiefs offense anymore.
So this is fun. I've got Keon Coleman as my highest ranked receiver out of all of these. I got him at wide receiver 31 this week. So I would lean Keon Coleman just slightly. I'm worried about T. Higgins, guys, just because of how bad this offense is, how bad this line has been. They're playing a really good Detroit team. They can't even make Jamar Chase relevant. I don't know how the hell they're going to do anything with T. Higgins or anything at all in this game. So I'm pretty much off of him. Lou, which direction are you going with these 4 players?
Did Lou just freeze too?
Oh, is it me? Is my internet gone?
Oh boy, now Lou's
frozen.
too.
Am I here? Am I back?
Oh wait, no, you're back.
I'm back. Okay.
All right.
Woo. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know where it's left. I don't know if you want me to weigh in here as the Bills homer.
Yeah, weigh in.
Okay. Yeah, I've got T. Higgins real low this week. I've got him at wide receiver 43. I think, kind of like I was talking about, that Cincinnati offense is going to be a bloodbath this week. I do have Coleman highest. This Bills Patriots game is going to be sneakily high scoring. It's the highest over under of the week. Projected points. It's Detroit and Buffalo are 1-2, which I think we're going to see a lot this season, frankly. And as much as Shakir's been the guy the last couple of weeks, Buffalo's still been trying to get Coleman untracked. They just haven't needed to. If there's a week that they're going to need to, this could be it. So of those guys, give me Coleman. I don't feel great about it. He's still my wide receiver 30, but that's the world we're living in this week.
Yeah, wow, you've got him higher than me even. That's impressive. And you're lower because I've got T. Higgins at 38. I've got him ahead. I got Marquise Brown at 41 out of this group. I don't buy the passing game. I just don't. We've got Jordan Mason with a touchdown. Jordan Mason touchdown alert, folks. All right, we'll take it. Luke called it. You called it. Now I'm going to move on to this next question here. Bo Nix or Trevor Lawrence? Which one are you fired up?
I'm team never Trevor Lawrence. At this point, I cannot stand what I'm seeing out of that guy. He looks like he doesn't know, pardon the expression, but his ass from a hole in the ground at this point. It's just, how do you fail Brian Thomas Jr. so thoroughly in a Liam Cohen offense? Like, this is it. This is where it is at this point with him now. So I haven't loved what we've seen out of Bo Nix this year, but again, with all the buys, all the injuries, everything like that, I've still got him as a low QB1. And I mean, I've got Lawrence outside of QB2 range.
Yeah. Look, Trevor Lawrence is trash. All right. I'm just going to say it. Yeah. He's terrible. He was overhyped. He's QB 26 right now. And last week was arguably one of his better looking games against San Francisco, and he was 21 of 31 for 174 yards.
Right. Like what?
And here's what like you said, not only does he have Brian Thomas Jr., but he has this guy, I think you may have heard of him, Travis Hunter, who's supposed to be some generational receiver in addition to being a phenomenal cornerback. Lawrence can't get it done. Brian Thomas Jr. is wide receiver 44 in PPR right now. Wide receiver 44. And I will die on this damn hill, Lou. He's the most talented receiver in that class. And time and history will tell. If he gets with a better freaking quarterback, he's the best receiver in this class. Over Marvin Harrison Jr., over Malik Nabers.
I mean, I can't agree with you there. I will say that he's in a tier with them. And that was the thing about last year's wide receiver class, right? And we do our dynasty show and everything. So we like talking about this sort of stuff. With the wide receivers last year, they were all of a similar, the top of the class was all of a similar overall range. It was just a matter of different skill sets, that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
So I get where if you know, and I'm saying a general you here, you as an NFL team preferred one of them to another for this reason or that reason or the other, it's all valid because I think they're all very good to great potential NFL wide receivers. They just, they need the right fits to a certain extent for their skill sets. I mean, we've seen this before in Jacksonville with, Allen Robinson for years, toiling away with Blake Bortles and whatnot. I think we're kind of starting to see that sort of thing again now, just with Trevor Lawrence. And I can't put it all on Trevor Lawrence. Like, dude's had 9,001 different offensive coordinators since he came into the NFL. Dude probably doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground at this point because it's been so many different playbooks over his career.
Yeah.
And it's just, man, it's so tough. It's so tough I want to believe in Brian Thomas Jr. this year. And I don't know that I can anymore. I'm still going to roll him out, but man,
I can't do it. I can't believe in him. I can't buy him. We got Lou Friesen again. It's all right. It's just what we're doing here. I do want to point this out here. Mac Jones didn't fail Brian Thomas Jr. He sure didn't. Brian Thomas Jr. looked good with Mac Jones last year. He looked good. Yeah. On Twitch, we've got Bot the Builded asking, Woody Allen or DMO at flex, Lou?
I'm rolling with Montgomery this week. I feel more secure about him. Even if he only gets like 10, 15 carries, it's 10, 15 carries for Montgomery against that Cincinnati defense. That could be 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, legitimately, for him. Woody Allen, he's going to need to see extensive volume to put up what he did last week, and I think he could get it. It's just a much riskier bet.
Yeah, I'm with you. Cinco de Major wants to know Justin Fields or Bo Nix this week. I'm going Justin Fields.
Yeah, I'm a little lower on him, but it's tough to not start someone against that Dallas defense is what it boils down to, man. And it's just, I'm never going to feel good about starting Justin Fields because, man, when he lets that ball go, it looks like he has no idea where it's going, nor does the ball. And it's just, roll out Fields. I don't feel great about it. I don't think either are terrible options. And that's just kind of where I am with it.
Here's the thing. I don't like Bo Nix in this matchup this week. Against Philly, bad vibes. Super bad vibes. Bought the build screen glitched. We're saying David Montgomery, bud. That's the route you want to go. Woody Marks is fine, but go with David Montgomery. Matchup-wise, I have him a lot higher this week. I'm pretty thrilled. Boy, Evan, your screen is still frozen, bud.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those. I can't even hear it.
No, it's one of those.
I know you guys can hear me at this point. I'm having some weird software problems. That's what I get for upgrading to Windows 11 because I'm forced to because 10 is losing support this month. But either way, you guys can hear me. We'll keep going.
Yep. Joe Hammy over on Twitch says A for effort, Evan, and we completely agree. Get a big ol' A for effort here.
What a game.
Just a reminder here, if you're watching us after we were live and you have got more questions for us about anything on this slate, whether it's bets, DFS, fantasy football, or just a general football question, head over to our Discord channel. The link is in the show description. We're there all day answering your questions. We've got a channel for everything. We've got channels you didn't even know you needed. That's how awesome this server is, guys. Head over there. The link, again, is in the show description over on Discord. And after you do that, head over to tools.optimusfantasy.com and get 25% off your first 4 months with the promo code OptimusFall. I've got a betting optimizer on the way. All the other data tools are running smooth, looking beautiful, and can help you set bets, pick some DFS lineups, and get your rosters rocking for next week. I really hate that I just said get your rosters rocking. Can I take that back?
No, it's out there now. Internet's forever.
Is there any way? Oh, no. Well, I did it. So I'm just going to throw this up there so everybody can see the wonderful code. Promo code OptimusFall, 25% off your first 4 months with the promo code OptimusFall. Did that undo it? That still didn't undo
I
it,
mean,
did it?
no, it's it's toothpaste out of the tube, man. Can't get that back.
Speaking of undoing stuff, Jordan Mason got the last touchdown for the Vikings.
Yep. Yeah, you did miss.
look at
We did
that.
talk about that. Oh my God. Yep. Dad mode activated. Get your rosters rocking. I'm never going to hear the end of this from you guys now. Great.
So,
We've
y'all,
got.
we are halfway through the third quarter, and Dylan Gabriel has thrown 21 passes for the Browns. I don't think I believed he would hit 20 passes for the game.
No.
Like, what is it's football just goes crazy on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. I swear, this is wild stuff.
Well, he's only completed 14 of them. Actually, wait, did somebody else throw the football? Yeah, it's 14 for 22 now. It just updated for me. So, yeah, he's only completed 14 so far. We'll see if he even crosses 20 completions.
I mean,
you know what, though? For a debut, 14 of 22 for 120 yards and a touchdown halfway through the third quarter isn't bad at all. There goes Quinshon Judkins
Carson
down the
Wentz wishes
sideline
he
for
could.
about 15. Yeah, Carson Wentz, oh my God, he wishes. He's 10 of 17 for 112. Cam Akers has the passing touchdown. So,
it's so bad.
yeah. Yeah, 64% completion percentage isn't awful at all. I'd take that. Yeah. Geno Smith is, I think, sub 60 right now because he's struggled so hard. So, yeah, take that. Yeah, speaking of Geno Smith, what's going on with that, guys? Like, I want him to be a back-end QB2 that I can start. All of a sudden, we've got turnover issues he never had before, 2-3 interception games. He's got more interceptions than he has touchdowns. This is not Geno Smith, but is this Geno Smith now, Lou?
I mean, I think it kind of is, and I think it's a little endemic of the Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll too. I mean, we've seen this first month of the season some really perplexing, and not rostering, but the usage out of the Raiders, like featuring Trey Tucker in the passing game. And I understand the Brock Bowers injury probably plays into that a bit, right? Like, he's clearly not right. You know, his knee is not okay because he's not moving like Brock Bowers that we know.
Right.
So that's got to be part of it. But still, you've got this, I mean, top 10 running back that you drafted this year, and Ashton Genty, you just simply aren't leaning on, which makes no sense to me, because a Geno Smith-led offense, based on what we've seen the last couple of years, with a running game centered around Genty, should be able to be productive, even if all you've got to throw to is Jacoby Myers and, you know, whatever you're getting out of Mike Mayer, Brock Bowers. It feels like Kelly and Carroll are really trying to outthink the room, as it were, and do things that just none of the people that are there can actually do at this point, especially with the offensive line that the Raiders have.
Yeah, well, and here Tyler Sperry makes a good point. He went from Metcalf, Love, and Lockett to Myers, basically, and Trey Tucker. But he also, I mean, and Brock Bowers, when he's healthy, this is a different system. He was propped up by Carroll those few years where it was like, holy crap, Geno Smith out of nowhere. Now that we're back with Pete Carroll, I think part of it is we had a little bit higher expectations because it was back with Pete Carroll, and maybe we'd see Geno continue to do it. He did. But also, I think there's a part of it, like, we saw Geno Smith's ceiling. We saw how long he could produce as an elite quarterback. He had a couple of years in him. He did it. It was fun. Good for him. He earned a big paycheck that he probably deserved for sitting on all those crappy teams for years. But yeah, I agree. I don't know that he's startable at this point.
No,
I mean, it all depends on what you define as startable, right? Like, I'm probably going to have him hovering around that low QB2 range throughout the bye weeks. It's just kind of what it is, you know, especially as long as, you know, Joe Burrow's out of the lineup thanks to injury. Probably going to have a couple more QB injuries along the way because it's a long season and we just usually end up there for a few weeks. So he's probably just going to kind of stay there around there for me. Not really someone I want to roll out in a 1 QB league. In a super flex league, 2 QB league, maybe, just because there's only so many options and I'm not rolling out Jake Browning in a given week.
What? You're not excited for Jake Browning season?
I was. And
I
then
was 2.
reality set in.
I was 3.
Well, the thing was
California high school state record holder who had a pretty good 2023 season on the Bengals. But this is a completely different Bengals team now where, the defense is not in Browning's control, obviously, but I just think Zach Taylor is wearing out his welcome in Cincy, and he's got to go. I don't think he's the right head coach for this team anymore.
Well, yeah, he's not the right head coach for this team anymore. That is part of it.
Their O-line is so much worse than it was, too.
And I don't get how you're that much worse compared to last season when you were already that bad.
Dude, sometimes hold my beer. It's just what happens,
we
right?
in Chicago know what that's like with coaches. We had Matt Nagy, who was bad, and then that Matt Eberflus hire was the hold my beer to Matt Nagy.
So I just wanted to bring this up real quick. Fits into what we're talking about. If they had just look, I love Jamar Chase, but we're seeing it now. If they had drafted Penei Sewell, Joe Burrow's probably on the field right now because they would have invested in the line at least a little bit more behind a guy like Sewell.
Hey, David Njoku just scored a touchdown.
All right.
2 passing touchdowns for Dylan Gabriel.
Dude, you never know who's going to hit sometimes,
so
right?
I love this game.
Don't we all?
And here's the thing, right? Would Joe Burrow have re-signed with Cincinnati if they hadn't drafted Jamar Chase?
That's a good question, too.
Their best buds, does he take? I mean, not that he took a lot less money. That was a monster of a contract. But, I mean, he could have gotten that from literally anybody. Does he sign that deal with them if Jamar Chase, his best receiver friend, isn't there? Maybe because money, but it's tougher to say. I don't know that there was one decision that was more correct than the others, but we are seeing the worst case scenario based on the decision that was made.
Yeah. Okay. Don't go too far, Joe. Real season, new QB1 overall next season. The easy answer to that's no. But and I wrote about this in our Vibes article on Friday, and this is something that, these weeks suck. You got bye weeks. It's hard to set a lineup. You've got all these injuries stacking up. But the positive side of this is you get to see guys break out that might not have had an opportunity to break out before. We've seen it. Dylan Gabriel, not that it was necessarily injury related, but he got his shot, and we're seeing him play well in London. I think that's pretty cool. Do I want to start him? Hell no. I was going to be depressed as hell if I had to roll him out anywhere. But it's cool to see, right? So if you get depressed about all of this stuff, just remember there are still cool things happening, even in a crappy London game this morning.
It's only the third quarter, but Dylan Gabriel is sitting on low-end QB2 numbers right now. So it's not like this was any urgency to start him, like you just said. I mean, unless you're in if you were desperate at quarterback, maybe you took a shot on him, but most normal leagues, no way.
There were a couple. There's 1 or 2 places I did end up starting Dylan Gabriel, but they were leagues with other analysts, and we're all a bunch of asshole sharks, and there were no quarterbacks available, so I didn't really have a choice. And Gabriel's only been 3 passes to wide receivers so far. He's pounding those tight ends, which, what do I always say, Lou? Oh, jeez. Man, I'm just throwing out the quotables this morning.
That's what she said.
Yep, there we go. But look, this is what rookies do. Tight ends are a really good safety blanket because they're the short to intermediate route guys. They can chip block and get open. If a play breaks down, they can come back to the quarterback and find them because they're usually not too far down the field.
And they've got good tight ends.
And Harold Fannin and they've got good tight ends. I got laughed at a couple times telling people to start Harold Fannin this week. Suck it. I wasn't wrong.
So that's only because he fell in the end zone, Lou. I mean, Nate, sorry. Didn't mean to put that on you, Lou.
It's fine. We're both beards.
Okay. Still works.
Cinco Carly wants to know, guys, Shaheed, Dowdle, or Elick Aomanor at flex and half PPR. I'm going to shoot for the moon with Elick. I think he gets a touchdown this week after a down week last week. Lou, what do you think?
Give me Dowdle. I don't trust the wide receivers in bad offenses. I think Elick is fine adjacent. But I've got Dowdle as a low-end RB2 this week. That Miami defense is laughably bad. And, I mean, Dowdle is... We know he can be effective in the passing game. And, I mean, there's not much else there in Carolina. As, you know, it seems like it's forever going to just be that way.
Well, hopefully not forever. Evan, how do you feel about this?
For half PPR, give me Rico Dowdle as well. I have him at in the flex. I have him at 50 versus Shaheed and Dowdle are way down in the 70s. I think Dowdle's opportunities are going to put him there. I can't trust any more Saints wide receivers at this point outside of maybe Chris Olave as a low-end flex. And then Elik Manor is just in a really horrible offense that needs years to build up and become respectable. I like the Cam Ward to Manor connection, but this is not the year to trust that.
I think there are times and games to trust. I don't know. I trust him more than I trust Dowdle, and I definitely trust him more than I trust Rashid Shaheed. As much as I love the big play abilities, Rattler doesn't get the ball downfield accurately. Carson Wentz just got sacked again. Everybody show their shocked faces, except Evan, because we can't see you.
That is his shock face.
I'll just clap.
Just clap. That's fine. We got another one here from Joe Hammy, guys. Kendre Miller or Chris Rodriguez in PPR? Which way are you going, Evan?
I'll go the safer option with Rodriguez. Kendre Miller's going to get a lot of looks just because he took 11 carries in a terrible Saints game and he happened to fall in the end zone. So now we're starting this stupid narrative that, oh, it's going to be Kendre Miller season. Kamara's losing the backfield. No, he's not. Kendre Miller's is not taking away any snaps from Alvin Kamara. Chris Rodriguez is going to be the lead in a really frustrating running back by committee in Washington. Go with Rodriguez.
So you don't buy the news at all then, Evan, that they might look to trade Kamara before the deadline?
If I see something more concrete about trading Kamara, then I will begin to believe it. But in the meantime, no.
Yep. Jordan Mason is down, guys, just so everyone's aware of that. And from our news desk manager, touchdown passes this season, Dylan Gabriel 3, Joe Flacco 2.
Ouch.
Dylan Gabriel has 2.
Nope.
2.
That Dylan Gabriel's only got
I saw
2.
that. I saw that post as well. Carly.
2 and 2.
And yeah, but still, that's bleak considering one got 4 starts and one is on his first.
Yes. Ever. Things in Cleveland are bleak. I really am only interested in the tight ends, and really for me, I think Fannon's the better of the two because he's more of the pass catching, and you can use Njoku to block more often. But he's a phenomenal pass catcher as well. If they're running 12 personnel, I like them both, which they're going to be running a lot of 12 personnel. So, yeah, Carly's just predicting the future. Yeah. That's all.
Let's do it.
We've got a third one coming here. Guys, this has been lovely. Things are slowing down. So I think we're going to get out of here and let you guys enjoy your Sunday and let us set our 35 lineups apiece because we're degenerates and we're insane.
I have one more thing to say before we close out. I finally found out why my camera's not working. I'm looking at my Logitech G Hub software. My MX Brio camera requires a firmware update, and that's why it's going wonky. Screw you, Logitech, for ruining my face today.
It's all right. It's just technology, man. What can you do? We got one more coming in from YouTube. Marks or Trevion Henderson? Which way are you going, Evan?
Marks.
Lou?
Yeah, Marks. It's can't trust it in New England there until we see it.
Nope.
That's all that needs to be said. Well. Marks.
Yeah, it's Woody Marks. Simply don't trust that New England backfield. Never have, never will. Guys, I want to thank everyone who tuned in, dropped your questions in the chat this morning, and just in general hung out with us on a Sunday morning. It has been fantastic. If you've got more questions, if you're watching us after, head on over to Discord. The link is in the show description. We're there all the time, all of the channels, start, sit, betting, DFS, waiver wire. Lou's the man. He is the man who runs that channel, and we love it and appreciate it. And you will too. Make sure you go join, guys. It is always free. It's always worth it. And go check out tools.optimusfantasy.com. I'm not going to tell you about everything that's there, but it's all pretty cool. It's all a lot of data, and it's all going to help you find breakout players and players worth starting every single week rest of the season. 25% off your first 4 months with the promo code OptimusFall. All right, guys. It's been wonderful. Happy Sunday to everybody. Go set those lineups. Go win some money and some matchups. Get that guy from accounting to just leave you alone. Make him not even want to talk to you, beat him up so bad in this matchup this weekend. Make the office bow down to the fantasy champion, guys. All right, for Lou and for Evan, I'm Nate Polvogt, guys. We'll see you next week.